Welcome to Ravenovah. Please subscribe to my channel, also hit the notification bell, like this video, share. Welcome to Conversation. She Speaks. A trans attracted man speaks on his journey and how it is to love a trans attracted woman. Now he's going to be giving his point of view on what he's been through and how he was introduced to the trans woman. Now remember, most men deal with a lot of things when dealing with this girl. He has to go through the abuse and everything else that she suffered being a two-spirit woman. So let's have the conversation. Share this video every week you can. Like this video. Let's have a conversation on why the girls do what they do. And help me help keep our sisters from the grave. I created this channel for people with different
Transgenders murdered.
to support you. There's a PayPal on top.
People
Remember
murdered.
one thing, there are a lot of times people can't stand in the truth, but you find one that does support them. Make sure they do not fall within a marginalized community as not being in existence. And you know that there are hard to find people that create a channel that cater to people who are different and stand in the truth. And the allies sit back and say, well, I have no problem with other people. Let me just stand in here and learn
Support
and learn.
those
No judgment.
who support you.
I love you.
Stay in your truth.
All right, now we have another man that wants to speak on She Speaks. Now this is a trans attracted man who wanted to share his story on a recorded line to let you know what he learned and what he witnessed and what he gone through and finding out more information and dealing with the girls. Hey, how are you? Thank you for coming out and speaking on She Speaks in reference to the girls and on basically help keep our sisters alive. And I want to ask you a few questions.
Not a problem.
What attracts you to trans women?
I'm attracted to trans women because I view them as women. When a trans woman lives her life and believes that has no, how do I say it, no feelings about her male parts, then I view her as a woman. So I have no problem dating a trans woman. I fell in love with a trans woman years ago who basically fooled me, but I fell in love with her. So after that, I just see trans women as women.
So let me just interject right there. She fooled you. What did she do to fool you?
I met her, and for 2 months, she didn't let me know that she was trans. I never been one to push sex, so we dated. We kissed, of course, but she never let me know she was trans.
Wow. I'd like to apologize that happened to you. Would you like to go more into details, or you just want to go to the next question?
We can go to the next question, because that's kind of a traumatic experience, and I don't like to go into details about it.
Not a problem, but thank you for sharing that much to let the girls know that they should stop doing this to men, and this is the consequences. You hurt good people, so let's stop with that. Okay, now the next question would be, kind of knocked me off a little bit on that answer. I felt kind of bad there, and I'm sorry that happened to you. It kind of made me upset with them. But do you think you could marry one?
Yes, I could.
Okay. How do you feel about the trans women being murdered?
I think it's awful. I mean, these guys are out here dating trans women, and then when their friends or family find out, then they gotta put up this front that they're all masculine, and they murder the girl. I think that's horrible.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. And not trying to piggyback off, but you know, even it gets to the point of being tricked and stuff, and you know, it's horrific for someone to go through that and stuff. So you know, the girls need to. If you're a girl that trick men, you need to be much more responsible what you're doing, because at the end of the day, if just because it's cute, don't mean he won't kill you. Okay. Does it bother you when dating trans women that people may refer to you as being gay?
Yeah, I'm secure with my sexuality. I view myself as being straight, but if somebody wants to view me as being gay because I'm with a trans woman, that's on them. I'm not going to worry about it.
Okay. Okay. The next question would be, what do the girls need to know about you as far as dating you?
They just need to know that I have struggles. I've lost family. I lost friends. I was ridiculed on my job. I've had struggles as well as they do, so they're not alone in struggling. My struggle isn't as bad as their struggle, but I do struggle as well. I'm an honest man. I try to be a faithful man. I say try to be because once some trans women realize you're in a relationship, they come at you like crazy. I don't understand that, but I just try to be a good man.
So when you say they come at you like crazy, what is that? Can you go a little bit more into that? What they Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Well, when you're in a relationship with a trans woman, I don't know if they want to test you or if they're trying to break up that happy relationship you have because they don't have one. I don't know what it is, but I get all kinds of messages in my inbox. It's just like they throw your stuff at you because you're in a relationship. When I wasn't in a relationship, I didn't get that kind of attention. But as soon as I put it out there that I was in a relationship, all of a sudden, I'm a man that they want.
So you feel as though you get punished from past pain from other dudes?
Yes, I have. I've suffered from the actions of guys in the past. And I kind of understand how women can just trust men because of the actions of others. But I would hope that they would judge me on my actions, not others.
Right. Yeah, that carryover pain can be really mentally exhausting.
Yes.
Now, do you protect trans women?
Say that again?
Do you protect them? That means when you hear them being ostracized or basically people talking about them, shoot them down, you let them know, in other words, become vocal, let people know that you're protecting them as far as, how you feel about it.
Oh, yeah, I speak up. I have no problem defending a trans woman, and have in the past.
Yeah.
In grocery stores, I seen a trans woman being ridiculed because she was trans. I spoke up. It caused a problem and almost started a fight. But to attack somebody for their gender is just, I don't know, ignorant.
Yeah. Because a lot of times when people hear people talk about trans women and a lot of men who are dating them or messing with them, they become very quiet. They don't speak up and say something or defend her. They act like they don't know her either. Or they'll actually start laughing to throw them off of their scent. So it's good to hear you do. Now, would you ever take a trans woman to your job? You know how they have the jobs when you have the Christmas meetings and stuff and, you bring your significant other on the picnic, or would you take them around your job?
Yes, and I have. My job has a picnic every year. I'm retired. Had a picnic every year, and I took my significant other to the picnic.
Oh, cool. Have you lost family members dating trans women?
Yes, I have. My parents and other relatives.
I'm sorry to hear that. That's their loss. How about your friends? Have you lost friends?
I lost a lot of friends. I mean, guys would just turn back on you. Women, same thing. They just don't want to associate with you. So I've lost a lot of friends over dating trans women. But I view that as their loss, not mine.
That's true. Well, you do know there is a community that, which is like the community of LGBT, and also there are people that's very supportive that will pull you around. Unfortunately, when it comes to us, we make our own new family, our own new mother, father, sister, aunts, and stuff. And since, you definitely would be a person that they would love to have within the community, that you would never have to feel alone. Sometimes blood don't merely make you family. It just make,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Sometimes,
Well, yeah, I do. And I found online communities with men who are trans attracted, who aren't about putting down the women, who aren't about chasing a lot of women, who just want to support each other and support trans women. And I'm in a couple communities like that online.
yeah, that's cool. That's cool. I just want to make sure you never feel like you're alone, because you definitely not. It's too many of us. Okay. I guess this question is not relevant because you already answered that one. Can you be seen in public, which you already answered?
Yes, I will.
Okay. Now, what bothers you about trans women? What's the thing that trans women do that really bothers you, that you sit back and watch them constantly keep doing, and it bothers you, and you keep seeing it over and over?
Just the one thing that a lot of trans women have in their minds to bother them was this preconceived idea of what the perfect man would be. Instead of just finding the right guy for them, they want a big muscular guy, the gangster guy. They have this idea that he should be a certain way, instead of just opening up their hearts to find love wherever it comes from.
That's true. That's true. And it's sad because you're really dealing with a lot of girls, not all girls though, but you're dealing with a lot of girls with a lot of baggage and damaged goods. So they've been tricked so much that you kind of end up catching the bad part of it. They always say the good guys always pay for what the bad guys do. You have to deal with damaged goods, and then you also have to become a therapist to the girls.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in order to date you, to win your heart, to make you feel like, oh my God, I got the right girl, what do a girl have to do in order to win you over to be with you?
Pretty much just be honest about who you are and what you want. That's pretty much all I ask of any woman.
Okay.
That's pretty much it.
Okay. And the last and final question would be, do you have a preference? She has to be tall, short, she has to be whatever, race, ethnicity. What type of girl could win your heart? What would she need to be as far as those qualities?
I don't have a preference anymore. I used to fall into that mode where I wanted the perfect woman. I just want the right woman. She can be tall, skinny, fat, ugly even. As long as she touches my heart and she's honest with me, that's the right girl for me.
Well, I mean, in all due respect, I wouldn't want to date you. You want to say, well, I'm ugly. Oh God, I can't. You said ugly even?
As long as she touches my heart.
You know what? I can't.
Looks aren't really that important.
I mean, but it's
superficial to judge people on looks. I used to do it, but I'm not that way anymore. I just want to find somebody to love and to love me.
it's sad because I understand it, because I'm definitely right there with you 110%. You get beat down so much, you just try to find somebody, that will give you what you want as far as mental stimulation, show you a love that no one else have ever shown you, be your best friend. But what happens when the girl that you're not even attracted to treats you bad?
I'm not even sure how to answer that because I just move on.
Yeah. The reason why I said it, because when in my dealings as far as men, you get people with sometimes egos that shouldn't have egos, and I'm sure you probably seen those. You like, have you had a conversation with your mirror for you to be that strong will against me and judging me, but yet and still, you're doing problems as if you're this beautiful princess or a beautiful king, and yet and still you're treating me bad, and you shouldn't do this to me. Because unfortunately, just like you said, looks and everything, a person that you may find that's not attractive may think they are drop dead gorgeous, and they come with the ego. So that being said, my personal opinion is I will pick who I like. Because sometimes when you start digging from the bottom of the barrel, you find out they're just as bad as the pretty ones. They're just as bad as they just as, they have this narcissistic attitude as if they're better than you too. And it's sad that you have to go in the world we living in and stuff. We should be able to find people that love us and accept us and make our life a lot more easier. But then you got people that got all these hang-ups and stuff that they act like they're even better than you, and it's sad. So how do you deal with the world as of now with the social media, and it's almost hard to find love because you have access to dating websites and apps, and you don't even have to go to the clubs no more, that you can just go online and meet people? Do you think it's kind of crippled your ability to find good people now through the apps and social media?
I don't know if it's crippled it. I mean, most of all except for two trans women I've met online, so I can't say that being hindered by going out doing things has really crippled me as far as dating and finding the right person.
Okay. Do you find it better?
Yeah, I would much rather meet somebody in a public setting, because trans women are all over the place. Like I said, when I'm where to find a trans woman, I ran into a trans woman in the grocery store. Didn't really know she was trans at the time, but by talking to her, I found out she was trans. So you can meet trans women anywhere.
Okay. So, even though the questions are already over with, these are like random questions. I have a question for them. How do you feel about texting versus on the phone? In other words, a person would rather text you versus a person that want to talk on the phone. Which one would you prefer?
I actually prefer both, because there's times I don't actually want to talk.
Yeah.
I would just rather text.
Okay.
But mostly, I'd rather conversate because I like to hear a person's voice.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, and I appreciate you sharing your story as far as being trans attracted. And unfortunately, I'm sorry the way you were introduced to us, and it's sad because it shouldn't be done that way. So that's a misfortune, and it was very much unfair to you. So I have to apologize to you for that happening to you. But I also want to thank you to let the girls know that there are good dudes out here being treated bad. So when you do the trickery and stuff, it is wrong on so many levels. And unfortunately, sometimes the girls are actually murdered for those reasons. So I thank you to be a bold person and also a brave person to stand in your truth and not allow nobody to dictate how you should live your life. So thank you.
It's my pleasure to do the interview, and thank you for the opportunity to be able to speak out.
Thank you for help keeping our sisters alive. Now, if you have a story you want to share as a two-spirit woman or a trans-attracted man or a cisgender woman, hit me up at Ravenovah@yahoo.com. Now, what I do is when I usually finish the interview, I have a little conversation with people. What he didn't want to share with the fact of the matter is that she tricked him. She also ended up getting him almost murdered by her trickery in a situation he was not even aware of. And I hope he don't get upset by me sharing this part. She almost got him murdered because of those situations. He didn't know where she was, and she almost got killed because of it. Now we understand that girls get murdered, but here's a man that almost got murdered by being with her. They're not even together now, and she would have got him killed. So girls, y'all really need to tell who you are and what you are before you go to bed, or y'all kissing all over these men. This man wouldn't even be here today to even give a testimony if it wasn't for that girl that he's no longer even with, that would have got him murdered and almost got him killed, end up in a hospital and everything, messing with y'all girls who like to deceive men because it's fun. Now here's the story of a man that lived the same life of a trans woman, almost being murdered by dealing with y'all, not living in y'all truth. And you putting a man in a situation where he didn't even want to share that part with what y'all done to him. I'm not going to say much more about it, but it's just something to think about. Here is a man that didn't even want to share that the fact you almost got him killed in your mind game experience because you felt as though you had the right to keep your secret a secret, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, when you decide you want to share bodily fluid, DNA, you have to think about the other person that didn't even want to say even on this channel because he's trying to help keep you alive, and at the end of the day, you tried to put him in the damn ground. What a slap in the face. What a slap in the face. He still didn't even want to say it. I'm saying it. So if you're the kind of girl that said, hey, you like to trick men, you need to take this as accountability. Here's a man right here trying to protect you, and at the end of the damn day, he was in the hospital, basically about to die, trying to help you. Unbelievable. Anyway, like I said before, subscribe to my channel, share the video if you can. At the top, there's the Instagram button. If you follow me, I'll follow you back. That's why I love you, and thank you for watching. Kiss the ring.